Hello, my name is Austin Lehman, and welcome to the next edition of Austin Weekend. Coming over here is, or trying to come over here, is Dad, and here is Chop Your Head Off, Axton Bryant.
Axe murderer guy.
Axe murderer. We are coming to you today from a different set, actually a different town, but hey, how are you doing? And today we're going to talk about
Captain America.
Captain America Civil War, which is basically the storyline. What are you going to talk about?
It's basically about the Avengers getting into trouble with the U.S. government, the United Nations. It centers around that.
Yeah, we know that there's sort of half of a team that wants to be, that thinks they should be monitored what they do, and the other half that doesn't think it, and that's sort of what this is about.
Let's get started with how many characters are in this.
Can you name some of the characters? Name all the characters.
Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Captain America, Black Widow, War Machine. Oh my goodness.
Scarlet Witch. What's some others?
What was the one guy's name that had
the diamond. What's his name? Vision.
Vision, yeah.
Vision is in it. Gosh, is there any more?
Yes, Falcon.
Falcon. That's right. That's 12. I think there's 12 different characters in it. 6 on one side, 6 in the other. The only two that are missing are
Hulk and Thor.
Thor, yeah.
Thor, yeah.
That's the only thing in this movie that I really like. I love me some Hulk. Hulk is one of my favorite characters. Now, if I need to stand with that. Hulk's one of my favorite characters, but we do not have Thor or Hulk in this one. But you have all the other 12 characters. You want to talk about some of the new characters, or who was your favorite new character that was in it?
I'm not gonna lie, the Black Panther, he was pretty cool. He had some really good parts. I mean, before the movie, I didn't know much about him, but the movie introduces him so well. They say what all he's about, and he just looks really cool. His whole suit, his powers, he's just awesome.
The retractable claws?
Yeah, that was
How bad
great.
is that?
Scratched up Captain America's shield, so they gotta be pretty cool.
They gotta be pretty cool. He is a very, very, very good fighter.
Yes.
Very nimble. He can hang with any one of them fighting hand-to-hand combat. So he's very, very, very well made. We also have the introduction of Marvel finally capturing Spider-Man. And it's actually pulled in pretty well too. I was sort of wondering a little bit how they would pull Spider-Man into Marvel, because he's never been in a Marvel before. He's always just been an independent.
Yeah, he's been owned by Sony, and now Marvel's got him, and they did a good job with him.
They pulled him in pretty well, yeah. He's got a tech suit, which is actually pretty cool. What was your favorite part of the movie?
Oh my goodness.
Is there any certain part that you like more than any? I know my favorite.
I'm a fan of this movie's action sequences, like the sequences where they're just punching and kicking away.
Non-stop.
And just blasting away some of them.
It is sort of non-stop action, almost from beginning to end.
Right.
And if it's not action, it's talking.
But there's a lot more action than. I love the airport fight scene.
Yeah, that was the big Civil War, the 6-on-6 all-out brawl. That was pretty great.
It was pretty great, yeah, and all of them good. And again, I was wondering how Ant-Man would fit in but Ant-Man, he actually held his own pretty good too.
He did.
I mean, he was in there. He's got more powers, which we won't talk about, but he's got more powers than you think about. So it makes him pretty tough in a fight too.
Man,
it was pretty awesome. The last preview that came out of Panther chasing down the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, that whole scene. It was a big chase scene. Bucky was trying to get away, and just Black Panther was just awesome. I think he really stood out in this movie. In my opinion, he was awesome.
When he had his mind on getting something, you didn't stop him.
Right.
I mean, that doesn't matter what. He would run through this, jump through that, he'd chase down a car, fly, jump. It didn't matter what it was. Black Panther definitely stood out. I wouldn't mind seeing a Black Panther standalone movie.
I think they are actually making the Black Panther
standalone. Man, I mean, he was a strong enough character to have a standalone movie. I know they're talking about maybe having I heard a couple days ago, maybe definitely a Black Widow standalone. Yeah. They're pushing for a Black Widow. She's pretty bad too. She can take some people down. But
sliding like she has soap on her body or something.
she can jump, spin, kick. It doesn't matter. Take down 2 guys at one time. It really doesn't matter. Yeah, but they all played very well. And Marvel, again, you sometimes you worry, how can you take 12 superheroes and make a movie really good?
Right.
Because you can't focus on something, but they did it really well. I think they did it really, really
You
well.
know,
What?
I am marveling at what Marvel is giving us.
So how would you guys compare this movie, the Civil War, the Marvel, the superheroes versus DC's Batman versus Superman? Because these are obviously the 2 movies that are supposed to be compared side by side.
I like the Marvel one better. I did like the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman fight scene at the end.
But I think
story-wise,
Marvel beats DC to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually like this. I actually like this Captain America. This is almost like another Avengers movie.
Yeah.
There's so many people in it. It's not just Captain America. But I actually like this Captain America probably better than the last Avengers.
Well, I feel like what this movie does better is I think they make what they're trying to get at appeal to more people, I guess. Because with the DC movie, you have to kind of know a little about, what's going on. But Marvel, you can just kind of watch it. You can understand it. I mean, I didn't know much about, Captain America. I'm more of an Iron Man guy myself, Team Iron Man. But with the Batman versus Superman, you had to kind of know what was going on.
Yeah.
But I think that Marvel really did a good job of making so where that anybody can just sit down and watch it and really enjoy it and understand it.
Like I said, I knew nothing about Black Panther besides what little I read up until this point. But he was a really bad dude. He was a really well-told character in this movie. At the end of the movie, you can be a fan of him, and you didn't even know anything about him at the beginning of the movie.
Honestly, I'm a fan of their costumes that they gave the superheroes in there.
Mm-hmm.
I like Ant-Man's costume. I like Spider-Man's costume with those little rotating eyes.
The eyes, yeah.
That you saw in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
And I like Iron Man, just classic Iron Man suit.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Captain America being Captain America.
Yeah. Yeah, and you find out how good of a fighter Iron Man is when he's in his suit.
Right.
He's extremely, extremely tough. But all the way around, it was just an awesome movie. I don't think. The only way it could have been better is if the Hulk and Thor was in it.
Right. Well, I mean, I think
there would have been more explosions of that.
Yeah, of course. I think the only real flaws that it has is that it kind of sticks a little bit to the script of what you would see in a superhero movie. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything. You would just imagine 2 of the biggest superheroes, and you have fans on one side, fans on the other. You can't just disappoint one crowd by making one lose. Yeah. So, no spoilers or anything. But I feel like they kept it very close to the typical superhero movie formula. There's one common bad guy they have to defeat.
And that is really good with this movie. You don't really know. I mean, there's bad guys in it, but there's no really super bad guy.
Right.
It's all the turmoil between the team. There is one bad guy, and he's sort of pulling strings behind the scenes that you don't see much. But I mean, other than that, I think they did really well.
Oh boy.
You wanna give it the rating?
How was the acting?
Oh, I actually think the acting was really well too.
Oh yeah, the acting was just stupendous.
I
think it was well choreographed.
Yeah. I think everything about this movie was well choreographed. The fight scenes, the emotion that they portrayed, especially a big plot twist at the end. I mean, I wasn't expecting that.
Stupendous.
No,
exactly.
Honestly, I liked Marissa Tomei as Aunt May.
Yeah.
I've never thought Aunt May would be hot before, but Aunt May was hot. That's sort of weird. I always seen Aunt May as the old, 65-year-old lady with the, hair bun in.
Yeah.
And then, they had Marissa Tomei as the Aunt May, so that was a different kind of little twist, but it was good.
Okay, now let's get to the rating.
Okay, how the ratings work.
1 being completely and utterly horrible.
Crap.
And 10 being the best thing ever.
Right. Best thing ever. All right, and we always pull something from the movies instead of using stars or whatever. We always pull something from each movie to use. I
don't know how the heck I'm gonna think about anything to pull from this movie.
No, well, the only thing you can pull is superheroes. So there was 12 superheroes in it. So And there's, I mean, battles, explosions. I'm just probably about the only thing you could use would be superheroes. So, just okay from 1 to 10, 1 being crap, 10 being awesome. How many superheroes do you give Captain America: Civil War?
I'm letting you to start.
Let me start. I really loved it. I'd actually give it probably a 9.2 or something. I did miss the Hulk, and but the battle scenes way make up for some of its shortcomings, and it's got a good story too. It's not just a horrible story. I was sort of worried about there being a Civil War story about some of your favorite guys fighting some of your other favorite guys, but they didn't make it to where everybody was bad. You could sort of stay with it. So I would definitely give it probably a 9.2 or something like that.
Okay, now I'm just gonna work it over here, and then I'll come back.
What do you think?
I would, I'm on the same side as he is. They did a really good job. I would probably say 9.5. I would even go 10 superheroes out of superheroes.
Man, it is a definitely go watch it movie. Definitely.
Get off your lazy butt and go watch it.
It's definitely a good way to kick off the summer of movies. There's a lot of titles coming out, and this really, I think it sets the standard. It sets the bar really high.
It does set it really high. So yeah, if this is a sign of the season, we're gonna have some good movies coming out.
Exactly.
I want to give you an indication. If you were negative about Spider-Man being with Sony, this will wipe that away.
Yeah. This is. I can't wait to see Spider-Man in a Marvel
universe
movie, in a Marvel Universe movie, and actually have the same story, well-made story, same fight scenes that we've seen in our favorite Thors and Iron Man and Captain America movies. Okay, how many superheroes do you give? 1 through 10. How many do you give it?
I'm gonna give it a very high rating. I'm probably gonna give it around a 9.2. And that 0.2% was kind of a little. I had the same problem as you, Axton. I had a little bit. It follows a little too closely to some of the scripted ideas of the superhero universe.
Yeah, for the most part, you could say, all right, this is where they're going with this. With the occasional little turn, you're like, oh, well, I guess that's what makes it different. But for the most part, you could tell the kind of path that was going down.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all made up for just awesome action sequences.
Yeah, but
it's still a good story, really good story. It's still good action, good acting, good special effects. That's really the only flaw you can find. The reason it doesn't get perfect is just because it's just a little bit of the same stuff retold, and a little bit retold but redone. But it's done so well.
So who would you recommend this movie to? Like, what type of person needs to go see this movie?
For those who are a fan of Marvel Comics, for those who are not fans of Marvel Comics, do not watch this.
I would say it's still a good movie. I believe somebody that might not be a super fan might watch this and still enjoy it.
This is just a guy's movie, really. I think this would either be just a bunch of guys going. You don't even have to really know much about it. If you just like people getting beat up, you like explosions.
You like explosions and fighting?
Then this is the movie for you.
This is definitely the movie for you.
Is this much of a girls' movie? What superhero movie is a girls' movie? But for the most part, if it's just a guy,
there's no Thor in it.
There is no Thor in it.
But
this is just a dude's movie, really.
A good
really
fighting, good
beat 'em up.
Beat 'em up, brawl, super flying type movie, yeah.
Right.
But I would definitely recommend it. I can't wait to see the Avengers Infinity Wars now.
Right.
So we got a bunch of movies coming up. We got Doctor Strange coming up with Marvel. We got the
X-Men Apocalypse.
We got the X-Men Apocalypse coming up. We've got
a bunch of other projects.
A bunch of other projects. We got the new Guardians of the Galaxy, which should be awesome. So we've got a bunch of stuff leading. Spider-Man finally having a Marvel movie, that'll be awesome. But there's a bunch of movies coming up.
And finally, Spider-Man just getting freed from Sony's grasp.
Yeah, I'm really anxious to see that movie. Especially that they've got a young character playing him, and he seems to be
legitimate.
He was legit, yeah. He was pretty good too. So.
Hey, Axton, are you playing Spider-Man?
You
kind of look like Peter Parker from the original movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
What was his name that played it? Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire, yeah.
Like the original Tobey Maguire.
Yeah, there was. Now, honestly, those ones were my favorite ones.
The Tobey Maguire.
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans were actually pretty decent. The last ones that come out, I were like, I Spider-Man, but wasn't thrilled with them.
So basically, besides Captain America and Iron Man, everybody, I would say the other 10 superheroes they had really stole the show.
Yeah.
Spider-Man really stole the show. Black Panther.
Widow.
Black Widow. I mean, just all
Ant-Man.
the characters. Ant-Man even, yeah. They just really had one big spotlight.
I like how snarky some of the characters were, especially Tony Stark just being Tony Stark.
Yeah, everybody loves the little snide remarks and everything, the little quick pro comedy. They don't throw a lot of comedy in it except for just the little jabs at each other every now and then, which that's pretty good too.
Okay.
But other than that, I think we're done until next time. Be sure and hit the like button, the subscribe button.
The like button's here, folks.
Yeah, hit the like button, the subscribe button. Throw a comment down below.
Send us some suggestions.
Send us some suggestions if you want us to watch something. Thanks again for our buddy Axton here.
Thanks for letting me on the show. And most importantly, I think, is go watch this movie.
Yes, go watch the movie.
That's probably the most important.
Get off your lazy butt and watch it.
Yeah, we were actually driving over to do the taping, and I was thinking to myself, when am I going to watch it again? Because I'm probably going to watch it again, yeah. But other than that, I think we're done. You ready to go?
And see you next week.
Bye. See you.
Shoot the camera.
Shoot the camera.